In this part, we have to discuss neuron, the structural unit of nervous system we have to discuss. In this part, we have to discuss the neuron, the structural unit of nervous system we have to discuss. But neuron and nerve fiber together working, hence both terms we have to consider at a time. Both neuron as well as the especially nerve fiber. When you take a neuron is structural and functional unit of nervous system. That means it is a specialized animal cell, helps for conduction of nerve impulses. They convey the message to the different parts of body, or they may carry message from different parts of body to the brain. Then this neuron is undivisible, means it may not undergo division at all. Unlike other cells, they undergo division, hence irreparable. Yes, due to a loss of cell division, even they may not repair. Hence, neurons once lost, forever lost. If you consider neuron, here we have two parts. Cell body, that even we also called cyton, and another one processes developed from neuron. In that one is short process we called dendrites, and long processes we call the name axons. See this diagram here, whatever the star-like structure is there, this what we call the name cell body. These short process 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, whatever the number, the short processes we called dendrite. Then the long process we called axon. Then this axon is protected by some special cells we called nerve fiber cells, or we also called as a Schwann cells we called. If you consider first cell body, generally it varies in shape. For example, in this diagram we have stellate. Stellate means star-like, or they may be pyramidal, means pyramid shape, or even they may be spherical, that is ball-like, or especially they may even the flask shape also. Like that, the neuron cell body highly variable, and it contains rich cytoplasm with prominent nucleus. But one of the very special character of especially the cyton is it having a rich proteinous granules. Its name, what we call the name Nissl granules. A protein granules which are present in what we call the neuron, we also call Nissl granules. In addition to that, to give support to the neurons, the small neurofibrils are also present in a neuron, or a cyton of the neuron. Then if you consider dendrite, they are short process. Axon is a long process. Then dendrite always receives message, therefore they are afferent process. Whereas axon conduct the message, hence they are efferent process. That means they carry message away from the cyton or cell body. Then dendrites as well as axon, if you consider one more basic difference is there, nasal granules are present in dendrite, they are absent in axon. Then generally, if you take a terminal end of axon, we call synaptic knob. Hence, when you consider the dendrite and axon, we can differentiate here the especially axon and dendrite. Generally, the axon, if you take, it is a long process. It's a elongated one. Whereas dendrites are short process. Then a dendrite receives message. Hence, they are what we call the name, the afferent process. Axons are efferent process. Here, afferent means towards. Towards center, message is coming. Hence, dendrite are afferent. Then the axon having efferent process. In most of the neuron, generally axon is single, but dendrites are many in number. Then terminal end of what? The axon, generally we call the name synaptic knob. It is what we call structure of the neuron. But neuron may not function singly because it's protected by a nerve fiber cell. That nerve fiber cell, what we call the name Schwann cell, or in other words nerve fiber cell. They are highly elongated cells adhere to the axon. If you consider the single Schwann cell, we can able to differentiate very well. They protect the whole what we call the processes, mainly the axons. If we consider the another most important part of neuron, nerve fiber cells, or in other words Schwann cells we call it. See this diagram. These are the few long cells. We call them as a Schwann cell. They are highly elongated in nature. Then at the same time, they having the long nucleus, and which is present beneath the neurilemma. Neurilemma is nothing but it is the plasma membrane of nerve fiber cell we call neurilemma. Actually, in generally what we call cell membrane or plasma membrane, the plasma membrane itself we call neurilemma. Even that we also call it as a sheath of Schwann. Then the nucleus we call a nucleus of Schwann, and this may contain a substance that what we call the name myelin sheath. Based on that, we can classify nerve fibers into two main types. One is myelinated nerve fiber. Another one, non-myelinated nerve fiber. Then the myelinated nerve fiber we also call medullated nerve fiber. Another name is medullated, or that is we call non-medullated nerve fiber. Like that, we have two main types of nerve fiber we consider. By name itself indicates the myelinated nerve fiber having a fatty substance we call myelin sheath. Then this myelin sheath present in case of a myelinated nerve fiber, here no myelin sheath at all. It is a one basic difference. Second thing is, the myelinated nerve fiber stops diffusion of message. whereas here the message is diffused. Generally, myelinated nerve fiber we see in case of somatic nervous system, where we have voluntary actions. Then they are generally found in autonomous nervous system, where we have the specially involuntary actions, where if message is diffused, at that time also the organism unable to analyze that one. For that reason, ANS having non-myelinated nerve fiber. Then one nerve fiber with another nerve fiber cell, there is a small notch is there, that what we call the name node of Ranvier. Node of Ranvier. We can classify neurons based on number of processes. Number of process, neurons can be classified into three main types. One is unipolar neuron. Uni means single pole, unipolar neuron. Second one, bipolar neuron. Third one, multipolar neuron. If you consider the specially unipolar neuron, here cell body is there, and that cell body only having one process. It is cell body of a neuron, and only one process is there, that is axon, where we have no dendrite. Such neuron we call unipolar neuron. That means it only convey message towards one pole, unipolar neuron. Generally, we seen in the neurons of a embryonic condition. Generally, such neurons we have. Then, if you take bipolar neuron, in case of a bipolar neuron, there are two processes are there. One is long axon is there. Another one, short dendrite is there. Then, generally, center we have cell body. This is what we call the name, the bipolar neuron. Generally, if you consider bipolar neuron, mainly we seen in case of the most of the especially retinal cells, retinal sensory cells, they showing bipolar neuron. Then third one, whatever we typically studying here, that is multipolar neuron. This is the neuron which having many processes. See this diagram here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 dendrites are there, one axon is there. Therefore, they convey the message at different poles, hence we call multipolar neuron. And multipolar neuron generally is seen in most of the especially nervous system. Therefore, majority of neurons belongs to the especially multipolar neuron. Suppose you take in case of unipolar neuron, only one process is there, that is axon. We see in case of some embryonic stages, whereas in case of retina of eye, we have two processes. One is dendrite, another one a axon, where message is received from one pole, conveyed to the another pole. The especially central cell body is there. Then 99% of the neurons in our body or nervous system belongs to multipolar, where they have plenty of what processes. They convey message from different poles and also receives message from different pole. Hence the word what we call multipolar neuron. Neurons we also classified based on function into three different types. One is sensory neuron. that sensory neuron we also called a receptor neuron or afferent neuron. Another one, motor neuron, that we also call efferent neuron. Then third one, relaying neuron. Here we go through the one simple concept. It's the especially brain and spinal cord. When touch stimuli is given to the receptor cells, sensory cells of the skin, these are receptors, or in other words sensory cells, and these sensory cells receive the message of touch and they convey that message to the brain through spinal cord, that is through the spinal cord. Hence this is the nerve or neuron which convey the message to the brain through the what we called a specialized sensory message, hence we called sensory neuron. And later a small neuron which connect the sensory neuron with a motor neuron, that what we call relaying neuron. Then that especially relaying neuron, whatever the message is conveyed, that is carried by a specially motor neuron which ends with muscles. In such a way, based on function, neuron we can classify into three types. By this simple diagrammatic representation, we can able to analyze the functions of these three neurons. The sensory neuron carries sensory message towards brain. Therefore, they are called sensory neuron. They are also called receptor neuron because they receive the message from sensory cells, receptor cells. Then motor neuron or efferent neuron, they convey message from brain to either muscles or glands. Hence that what we call motor neuron. They will also called efferent neuron. Efferent means away from center. Relaying neuron is one which connects sensory neuron and motor neuron. This, by this conclusion, what we can say, the sensory cell to brain, the message is conveyed by sensory neuron. Then brain to either muscles or glands, message is conveyed by motor neuron. Then sensory neuron connected with motor neuron by a special what we call a small neuron, that what we call the name relaying neuron. In such a way, neurons we can classify into a three main types based on function. At the same time, one more small term you have to discuss, that is what we call synapse or synaptic junction term. It is a, in simple way, it is a junction between two neurons. We call synapse or synaptic junction. But it is a junction between axon end of one neuron and dendrite of another neuron is called the specially synapse or synaptic junction or synaptic gap. It's all about a structure of neuron or nerve cell. It's a structural and functional unit of nervous system.